Today's the day that we are going to be processing our meat chickens. It has been 10 to 11 weeks that we've had them. Now we are doing the Freedom Rangers. If you have not seen our previous video of us moving them and talking about them, so be sure to check that out if you haven't seen it. But like I said, today's the day of our processing, and before we continue on with this video, we just want to make sure that you agree kind of with us, I guess, that we see this as providing food for our family. We understand the sacrifice and appreciate the sacrifice of these chickens to provide food for us to eat. It is a healthier way for us to eat and provide for us. Yes. So, or if it bothers you that this is happening, please go ahead and stop the video now. But again, if you look into the Bible as to why we have to eat meat, animals because of sin, then continue watching and we'll show you how we process our meat chickens to provide for us. So hopefully you can provide for your family as well. So let's go ahead and show them our setup.
Okay, so right here we have our table set up. We have it all sanitized. There's our knife set that we're using. Come over here, this is our barrel that we're going to fill with ice. So we just want to cool them down before they go into the deep freezer. And this cooler over here, we put a little bit of vinegar in that one. They'll go in that one first after they get processed, just so it's just a little extra cleaning. Take you guys over here to, we put them head down in these cones. And that's where we, you get it, do the deed there. And we always put a little water in the bottom of the buckets because it's a lot easier to clean out. This is our scalder setup. Basically we use a propane tank there and like a turkey fryer. That needs to be 140 degrees. 145 maybe max, and we just put them in there for about 10 seconds and they that gets them where we can pull the feathers out.
You should be able to find your sweet spot once you do it. You don't want to cook them, but you want their feathers to come out easily.
Here's a defeatherer, so you need to make sure you use lots of water when using this machine. We found out we can get 2 birds in there and clean them off pretty well in just a few seconds. It only takes probably 45 seconds to clean them off.
We can link these products in the description below for you to see where we got them if you're interested in using them as well.
Yeah, and you'll need plenty of clean water here. So, and these buckets here are just for the guts and things that we have to remove. So we're going to go up to the top of the hill there and get our chickens, and we'll get this process started. So we found the best process is to actually just grab them by their legs and put your hand on their back. It calms them down, and hold them upside down. Stick this one in the cone. Put their head through. Drop your knife.
Yeah, don't do that.
And then you just do the thing.
We won't be showing this part, but you get the idea. You want to pull their head down and just slice right behind their jaw area.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to take a minute just to let you know, if this is your first time, that once the process takes place and they are bleeding out, that they will also have some twitching. It's just the muscle reflexes. They have passed away. This is the least painful for them, is how we do it. They feel secure. It's a real quick process. So I just want you to be prepared for that in case this is your first time doing it yourself. Now the water is up to temperature, and we are going to go ahead and put this one in there.
Go all the way to the feet.
Yeah, put the feet down.
Kind of do a 2 dunk process.
Yeah, we found that works best for us.
these.
And then you want to check them. Oh, I don't know if I caught that one. Do it again.
Yeah.
And the feathers easily come out, so that one's ready. Okay, and our second one. And you test them. Yep.
Okay.
And
Bird there.
yeah, that is a big bird. Okay, I'm gonna step back a little bit because it does tend to spray, but kind of give you an idea. It tends to spray, so. Okay, and then once you're done, or once they're defeathered, you just bring them over to the table. And sometimes it doesn't get all the feathers off, and that's okay. You just kind of pick them off, and we'll go ahead and process these, and we'll get them in some ice. Now that we defeathered them, we want to go ahead and process them, but before we do, I want to show you the difference from our dual purpose breed here. He almost looks like a long-legged frog. And then our meat bird here. You can see the difference within the 10 to 11 weeks. And we're going to go ahead and I'll show you how I process these. So first you want to never cut through bone. So I take off the feet, and you can have bags set aside for your feet. So I just cut away the skin. I'm not sawing, I'm just kind of cutting away. And then once you get it, it just pops off. And then you can cut through the skin on the rest. And you can put that aside. You can dehydrate those for dog treats, sell them, whatever you wish to do with them. So again, just kind of going around the skin. I think my knife needs a little bit sharpened. Do a few of these and need to get a little sharper. Okay, put that aside. I'm going to move this fella right over here while I'm working on him. Now you can kind of see the crop. Now we did do 24 hours, and I think we need to just do a little bit more than that. But see here, I'm just slicing slightly. So it's just kind of slicing and then kind of separating. And if you need to slice some more, just go ahead. You're not forcing it. And then you can get in here and see the crop, which shouldn't have been full, but apparently these guys like to hold it a little longer, I guess. And there's the esophagus. Let me get my finger in here. So you can go ahead and get your finger up in there, and you should be able to pull the crop out. If you have to cut a little away, that's okay too. It just kind of tears away, and you can see that. And I'm quite surprised it's there after 24 hours. So go ahead and get that out. Now we chop off the neck, and I have a neck knife. Now since there are some, I'm not as strong as Justin for this part, but chop the neck off, and then you want to come around the back side. So on the back part, after you chop its neck off, you want to come around to the back here, and I pinch a little bit and bring it up, and again just kind of slice. I'm not applying pressure, just kind of slowly cutting just to make sure I don't bust anything. Okay, and once you get that open enough, you can stretch it a little bit if you need to. Get your hand in there. You want to kind of go up against the rib cage, this top part here, and just kind of scoop to break away everything from the rib cage. And then just give it a good yank, pull.
And the liver came right out.
Yep, and the liver came right out, and you can keep that. And then there's the heart, if you want to keep that as well. And then there's some kidneys. And kind of look in there and just see what we got. Okay, now I pull it all the way here and I make it really tight. And I find this little bone. And I just kind of cut down the edge of the bone. And the plan, or the goal here, is not to get the intestines. I just kind of slice a little bit, just enough. And you can kind of see the intestines, and it goes to its vent. So what we do, not everybody does this, but this is what we do. We just cut the whole bottom off of the chicken. There's no risk of leakage, and then you can set it aside and get your livers off. And then there's the intestines and the gallbladder,
so on and so forth.
Yep, so on and so forth. So you get it, and yeah, see there's some of the starting to seep out, so I want to get rid of that. And set that aside to cut the rest of it off.
So we'll take this over and wash it off.
Yeah, you want to give it a look through and get any feathers off that may be stuck, which we'll do this again before we package, just to make sure. So we'll rinse it, and then we'll stick it in our vinegar solution water, and then we'll stick it in the trough to cool down with the ice. Slightly turn this on. I find it easier to stick it in here than try to hold it. I do use gloves, my hands, to keep it as sanitized, as sanitary as I can. And I'll just give it a good rinse. You also want to make sure you look back in there into the cavity and make sure that it's all gone. I did this, but I forgot to mention it just a second ago. So it's all gone from in there. And then, like I said, we'll give it another go over before we bag it. So we'll go ahead and put it over here. So after the chickens have had their ice bath, we are ready to, they sit in there for a few hours, and we put them in their bag to,
Shrink wrap them.
yeah, shrink wrap. I couldn't think of what I was trying to say. And we have the zip tie, and we have a tube that goes down into the cavity of the chicken. And your water should be about 180 to 200 degrees.
And we do this for about 8 seconds or so.
Get all the air out of there.
And it just shrink wraps around it.
Look at that beautiful chicken.
Just pull the zip tie tight, and we're done.
So there's the chicken finished, and we'll just have to weigh it, label it, and stick it in the fridge or freezer, whatever process you prefer to do. We're all done with the process of processing our meat chickens, or meaties as I call them, and also our dual purpose breed, which you were able to see the difference in the growth from both of the dual purpose and the meat chickens within the 10 to 11 week time frame. So now we're all done. They're baggaged and they're waiting to be frozen. The average weight we had was about 4 to 6 pounds was our average weight. Somewhere around there is what we were finding we have. So I guess about a average of 5 pounds, I guess you could say, which we feel is pretty good. And all this will give us food for about a year and a half.
A year, yeah.
So I say that's a blessing on our end. So hopefully you found this video helpful for you being able to process your own chickens for you to provide food for your own family.
This video, and you found it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel.
And be sure to hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
See you next video.
Now, okay. Should we just start over?